Set myself free. Be found everything lights.
Hey, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? This is DJ Clan Smasher, and today I'm here bringing you a cool arranged war between Elite Gaming and Mariana Trench, so MT. So the final score was 139 to 132. We did have a great victory, so I'm very proud of Elite Gaming. A lot of 10v10s, which I'll be showing you here today. So anyways, guys, with the breakdown, we'll go ahead and get started as I'm talking about this one. So the breakdown was pretty interesting. It was a total of 50, so 50 versus 50, and the breakdown was 6 Town Hall 11s, 20 Town Hall 10s, and then 24 Town Hall 9s. So anyways, guys, I'm going to go ahead and show you two 10v11 hits. This 10v11 hit was actually fresh. This one was by Jasmine. Came up with a very great strategy, starting with the minion just to kind of create that funnel, making sure that the queen does walk the right direction. So it does start with the queen walk. Queen walk is at the top section, just kind of working the way up to 12 o'clock, and it's going to be very patient when it comes to this queen walk. So that's very important about the queen walk. It does take a long time. You pretty much want to try to take down as many things as possible before the Eagle Artillery gets activated, which is the reason why the queen walk is something that is very viable to learn as a Town Hall 10 if you're going to be doing 10v11 hits. So anyways, just kind of keeps walking the queen because there's a lot of value that is taken care of at the top section. The expos are pretty far, as you can see right here. They barely reached the queen. At least this ground one barely reached the queen, which is why Jasmine was had to use a rage spell to keep the queen alive because of all the DPS that was going on. And then after that, once it moved to the next expo, it was far enough to where it wasn't really dealing against the queen, so there was no rage spell needed at that section. Uses a hasted loons to make sure to take care of that little mini section because he wants the queen to walk inside. Doesn't want the queen to go all the way around the perimeter, so then sends in a baby dragon to make sure to take care of that structure, and that'll make sure that the queen does walk the right direction. After that, the queen turns around and starts walking from 12 back to 9 o'clock, and goes inside with the king and the boulders. Check this out. Check this out, guys. So sends in a rage, but with a bunch of boulders, they're going straight to the core. Takes down the town hall like nothing was even there. And these rage boulders are capable of taking down both infernos, I believe. And if not, they were real close to taking down the other one. No, just kidding. Just one inferno. Sorry, guys. So it was actually just one inferno, but the town hall. And it looked like they were going to keep going pretty far, but they did not. However, the queen is still alive. Still keeping the queen walk good and ready to go. Is able to get out of the inferno range, as you can see right here, just in time to be able to pick up some more percentage. And then had a baby dragon saved up just to get that extra percentage at the bottom, which made it to where it was a high percentage 2-star. Not super crazy like you will see right now, but still a very solid percentage. 55% is pretty good for 10v11s, especially when it comes to fresh hits. So great job, Jasmine. That was an amazing hit, man. So good stuff there. Now we're going to go ahead and move on to Crouch's hit. And with Crouch, it was actually Crouch on Boom. So you might be a little confused on that. So anyways, Crouch hit it with his account. And then after that, missed the Town Hall by a bit. Did a few minor adjustments. And then after that, I got a 75% 2-star 10v11 hit, guys. 75% is an amazing percentage. Because when it comes to 10v11 hits, it's very difficult to even get the 2-star, especially now with all the new defenses and the new levels and everything. So I am very proud of Crouch for pretty much taking care of this base very early on in the game. And pretty much seeing the weakness of this base by starting with a real nice queen walk. Pretty much the loons, hasted loons to get rid of the archer tower and pull the CC. Sends in a giant just to take a few hits. For the queen, and also to distract the skeletons, because if those skeletons those skeletons can easily take care of the queen, especially if there's too much DPS on her. So pretty much put that giant to take care of the little skeletons and distract. Then after that, kept the queen going and walking, sending in archers since there was nothing that could take the archer down. And also, if you can tell, put some archers at the bottom section and then a few in the elixir collectors. Going to be very important to keep that in mind, because those electric collectors, once they get taken care of, that's going to enable the other troops to go in with ease and no trouble there. So we'll go ahead and zoom into the queen walk. So the queen is doing such a great job, guys. Notice Crouch noticed the biggest weakness, which is the expos. The expos are closer to the middle of the base, which makes the queen walk one of the best things to use for this base, because it's the expos that are mainly going to be the ones that target the queen and do a lot of damage in conjunction with all the single point defenses. So then sends in a rage spell just to make sure that the queen stays alive, and notice how much percentage Crouch already has with the queen. Now sends in the golem with a bunch of boulders behind just to create that funnel, making sure that the boulders take care of the structures on the outside, and then sends in a bunch of wall breakers because he doesn't want to have a wall breaker fail, and also sends in a rage spell just in case. After that is taken care of, because of the archers taking care of the bottom elixir collectors, it makes it a great pathway for the king, the boulders, and the golem and the queen to finally go in to the section where the town hall is located at. Sends in that rage spell, pretty much makes it to where that the king and the boulders are able to make a real nice funnel. Then after that, places one Valk to make sure that it's going to go to the middle. And because he didn't place the full Valks yet, he wanted to make sure to take care of the king first. Once the king was taken care of, sends in the rest of the Valks, places a real nice rage spell, and we're going to go ahead and zoom in so you guys can check this out. So the three Valks go over there, take care of they weren't able to take care of the Inferno yet. So it was interesting to see that the Inferno was still up for a while. But those Valkyries went in, took care of the Town Hall, then after that jumped right back out and took care of the Inferno that was pretty much almost dead. So great job there, Crouch. Very nice hit. Solid 75% 2-star. That is an amazing hit. So now, guys, we're going to go ahead and move on to the 10v10 hits. And we did such a great job, guys. We killed it. So for 10v10s, we actually got 6 10v10s. They got 2 10v10s. So that's where it made a huge difference and a huge gap when it came to the actual score for this war. The other thing is, so let's go ahead and move to this one first so I can get it started. So Bad Boy is going to be showing a hit on number 15 with a 3-star. So anyways, guys, that was the main difference. And then also the 10v11 hit rate. We got 5 out of 15. So it was a 33%. Had a hard time there, but they also had a hard time as well. So they had 22%. And that was the huge difference as well. And not only that, but they had 3 11v11 attempts, which all were 1-star. So great job, Trav, for that base that you made. And I believe it was also GP who had a save. So good stuff there, guys. Great building. And especially when it comes to 11v11, that's where it's kind of harder to protect. It's a lot easier if they try to do a triple attempt, especially when it's like a Bolaloon or something like that, which I also had a fail on a Bolaloon on an 11v11 because it was one Town Hall 11 that was still up. I got like a 68% 1-star. My kill squad didn't go as far as I wanted to. So anyways, guys, back to this. Bad Boy's doing a great job. Starts with a queen walk, and it's pretty much gonna try to charge. It's a queen charge. So what's the difference between a queen walk and a queen charge? The queen walk is pretty much making the queen walk around the perimeter, trying to get rid of some of the defenses, just to create a funnel. With the queen charge, you're actually charging straight to to take care of the certain things. So in this case, taking care of the CC, taking care of the Expo, and also wanting to take care of the Queen. So that's the main difference here. And then now is using the Queen charge still. The Golem finally is taking care of. The few skeletons pop out. The Expo is being annoying by killing some of his healers, but still rages the healer that was left. And then with the raged healer, pretty much heal the Queen back. To a pretty good amount of health, and then after that sends in the Law Loom portion. So check this out, guys. Real nice placements on the haste, especially in that section, because you want to make sure that you haste through that Inferno and the Wizard Tower. Unfortunately, the red bomb did get some of those loons, but the Wizard Tower wasn't able to kill all of the loons because they only dealt a little bit of damage compared to if they were under fire without a haste spell to get through. So that's where the main difference comes in. And then places a real nice rage spell, guys. This rage spell was placed at the perfect spot because then it makes it to where it covered the Inferno and a few other defenses, and the balloons spread around to the other defenses. And then after that, the lava popped at the perfect time, guys. And then it was just clean up from there. So good stuff, Bad Boy. Way to show us how to queen walk charge with that Law Loon attack. So nice job there. And then we're gonna go ahead and move on to a few other hits. And I can't remember if this one was fresh or not. Let me check real quick. So that one, yes, that one was a fresh hit, guys. So good stuff, bad boy. That was a nice fresh hit. And then this next attack that we're going to be showing you is all going to be by Raqib. It's not a fresh hit, but it was still an amazing hit. And then, so pretty much let's show you the fresh 3-star hits. So then FX is going to be the next one that will show you that's fresh. That's a 10v10. But anyways, let's go back to number 21 because we do have a lot to cover, guys. It was just an amazing war. Very proud of Elite Gaming. I'm so glad to be here in this team with them. And if you guys do want to join, I'll be posting the Discord information at the very end of the video. So stay tuned for that. So anyways, guys, we're going to go ahead and start with Raqib. Places a real nice earthquake just to kind of weaken everything in the middle section. So that's where he's starting. And then after that, it starts with a queen walk and sends in a golem, another golem in the other section, and then places a few wizards to take care of sort of the corners and create a little funnel just to make sure that his boulders go to the middle. Because as you can tell, this is going to be an interesting attack. It's going to be pretty much all boulders and one and a Valkyrie, guys, and then it's just going to be the heroes that are going to be going straight to the middle except for the queen. So this is a queen walk because he's not breaking in anywhere. So that's the main difference. The queen walk here, he's actually walking the queen around the perimeter. He's not really charging to try to get into the middle section. Usually you want a queen charge whenever you're trying to get into certain things, like if you're trying to take care of an inferno, if you're trying to take care of the queen that's in the middle. So that's the huge difference. So at least it was back to back. That way I can show you guys the main difference. So anyways, look at these boulders, guys. Even though they went through that big bomb, they were able to survive. It's only when there's 2 big bombs that it'll take care of the boulders. Even though most of them did die, the queen is still standing strong. And the healers are actually healing that little gold mite that's there. So that was kind of inconvenient because the healer started healing the gold mine instead of staying with the queen. I believe they switch at one point. I can't remember, but there's only 2 defenses left. Oh no, 3 defenses left. The cannon, the other cannon, and the hidden Tesla that we're really worried about. The mortar really isn't going to do much, and the air defense isn't going to do anything at all. It's only going to kill the healers, but at this point, as you guys can tell, the healers are going to be taken care of by the skellies, and believe it or not, Raqib still has that Valkyrie that is saved. Doesn't have this the what is it called? Doesn't have the enemy queen ability. I mean the queen ability for his queen. But the good thing is that the healer finally reverted back to the queen, is able to keep the queen alive a little bit longer, and the queen was able to take care of the skellies, the air skellies that could have been a big problem. So the healer does get taken care of at the very end. Still has a Valkyrie that helped with the cleanup at the back, and it was super clutch that Raqib did this, because if it wasn't for that Valkyrie, the queen would have been distracted just going all around taking care of the buildings, the trash buildings, and wouldn't have taken care of that cannon. So it was a huge thing to do, very important and very great eye in seeing that, because if it wasn't for that, that would have not been a 3-star and it would have been a high percentage 2-star. So anyways, guys, we're going to go ahead and move on to hit, and I love seeing these kinds of hit, guys. It's just a dragon attack with a bunch of loons. So sends in the king, the queen on one side, and then sends in a giant just to kind of tank for the wizards, because it's pretty much the kiwi is what some people call it. And I was very confused with that man at first, but then after I put it all together, it made sense. Pretty much kings and wizards. Kings and wizards for one side to take care of one air defense, queen on the other side to take care of the other defense, and then after that saving some loons for the back end, because as you can tell, air defenses are over here. So it's all about the timing, guys. So look, watch. The Lava Hound comes in clutch once he sees that the first dragon starts getting targeted by the Inferno. I mean, by the air defense, and then after that sends in the Lava Hound and then hastes the loons to make sure that he can take care of that air defense, and then sends in another haste spell for the remaining loons to get through, and then it's gonna place a rage spell here very shortly, just to make sure that he can take care of the air defense. He will be able to save that rage spell. Actually, I forgot that he saved the rage spell. For some reason, I was thinking of a different attack. So anyways, guys, sends in the rage spell over here on this section, and it starts getting a little close. Luckily, that last dragon was being very heroic, and even though it was just about to go down, it did a dragon, wow, a dragon favor, I guess you could say, a favor to the dragons, the rest of them, because if it wasn't for that, the rest of the dragons would have been taken care of, and this wouldn't be a 3-star, guys. So anyways, has a minion and an archer to help out. We're going to go ahead and 2-time this one. So sends in the archer because he notices that there's nothing that's going to be touching that archer at that point. That'll make it to where there's one less building to take care of. And then sends in the minion over here on this side, but sends it once the archer tower is targeting the dragon, because the minion is so weak it is not going to survive if he just placed the minion right in front of the archer tower. So anyways, clutch job there, because that minion was able to take care of that other building, which made it to where the other troops would be able to go straight for the archer tower. So great hit, Robby. That was a real nice 3-star. And now we're going to go ahead and move on to number 24. And this one's going to be by TT. And guys, TT does a great job of explaining this specific attack. Got another 3-star. Was real close to a 6-pack again this war. So definitely check it out. I do have a video on that. I'll most likely be posting a link at the very end of this video. That way you guys can check it out. Pretty much had an interview with TT. Explains the reasoning behind this attack, what to look for, what kind of bases to attack, and why you should choose a certain section for your queen walk compared to the flank section, which is the naked section with the boulders and the 4 witches. So definitely check it out. You'll learn a lot by this guy. This guy's a pro, has been doing this attack for a very long time, just hasn't been recognized as much. Echo did a great job of covering that attack as well. So that's some good video footage there too, if you want to go ahead and check that out. So anyways, places a real nice rage spell to get through the core, this first little part of the core, and then sends in the next jump spell. Was able to place a real great heal spell. As you can see, those boulders took a big hit from that big bomb, but then after placing the heal spell, it pretty much brought him back to life just in time before dealing with the second part of the base, because if not, then these boulders wouldn't even be there. So anyways, guys, already ran out of spells at this point, but has a pretty good amount of boulders, and those boulders take care of the last Inferno. So it was a very clutch 2 jump spells, because he knew that once he got to this portion right here, the Inferno would be taken care of, since there was no jump that was required, since the boulders had easy access to that Inferno. So anyways, guys, has still so many boulders left right here. The queen is still walking, has the queen ability, is pretty much going to be able to swag this ability, doesn't even need it, but still uses it just because why not. And then after that goes to the last builder hut, which is going to be right here, protected by the P.E.K.K.A statue and the other guy. So anyways, guys, great job, TT. Definitely check out that interview with TT. So anyways, we're going to go ahead and move on to Raqib's hit. And yes, I did say Raqib, because Raqib actually got a 6-pack this war, so congratulations, man. Good stuff there. And this time it's going to be a completely different attack. It's going to be a minor attack. So sends in a archer, and then after that sends in wall breakers. I believe he was expecting to break through. Actually, no. It was actually just to pull the CC. Wow. That's awesome, guys. That is super cool. I actually didn't even get a chance to watch this attack from the start. I just happened to watch it when it was already happening. So the reason behind sending in the wall breakers instead of a hog rider or giant is because of this mortar. Notice the CC and the mortar's right there. It would block the way. But guess what? Wall breakers are going to go straight for the wall. So if you send a good amount of wall breakers, that just makes it to where the golem comes out. And the golem is usually put inside the CC to stop minor attacks like this one. So that's why it was very important and viable to take out that golem before even doing this minor attack, or this minor attack would pretty much be game over from the start, because then the golem would explode and the miners would all be weak and they would be under the inferno range, and then those miners would easily die right away, even under a heal spell, because those the inferno is able to take care of 5 5 miners at a time, and if they're all weakened, it's just gonna trash all the miners. So good stuff here. Way to see that weakness. That was just some clutch wall breakers for sure, because I haven't really seen that in a long time, and I completely forgot about that, to be honest. So it's real nice to see this kind of creativity by Raqib. And Raqib is one of our best 10v10s hitters. Usually gets a pretty good amount of 3 stars and always comes up with some real crazy ideas. So I'm always very excited to see his hits, especially if I happen to see them live. I don't know what it is about watching them live, but it just makes a huge difference, just being able to see what's going on, how he's going about it, not being able to fast forward or anything, and then just kind of seeing everybody's reaction after that. So anyways, great job there. And now we're going to go ahead and move on to our very last and final 10v10 hit. And this time it's going to be FX versus Adam. And this one's going to be the bottom Town Hall 10. So does the same attack that TT taught everybody how to do in Elite Gaming, which is what definitely improved our hit rate as far as our 10v10s. And that's what helped us get become even more competitive than what we were, because that enabled us to get more 10v10s. And then after that, pretty much sends in the queen on the left side at 6 o'clock going to 9, then the naked part of the bowler witch on the right side at 3 o'clock going to 12 o'clock. Sends in one jump straight for the first inferno with the golem and the king, and then sends in a real early rage spell, and it places a heal spell right in the middle because he knows that there's going to be trouble and they're all going to move straight to the middle because of the way the jump spell is placed. And then after that places another rage spell, and it's going to be right over there where it's going to touch the whole part of the where the inferno is at. That way they can rage right through and get through these walls like nothing. Look at how fast they open up those walls, guys, under that rage spell. It was just amazing. Didn't even need a jump spell. Those bowlers just bowled right through. The king was able to take care of the inferno with the help of the bowlers. Made a huge difference, because then the queen doesn't have to deal with this at the very end, which was super clutch. So anyways, guys, the bowlers and the witches are doing some great work at the top section at 12 o'clock. The queen is also doing some good amount of work over here at the bottom. I don't even remember how that giant got there, but I guess it must have been from the CC. So anyways, the queen is just doing some mad work. Still has the queen ability. The lava hound is still up and running, but it's not going to be an issue right here at this point, because there's still so many troops left, guys. Look at all these witches. The witches are going to come in, help out the queen. That way the queen does not get taken down. And the queen still has an ability, guys, so keep that in mind. This attack is very powerful. Very proud of the team. Did a great job against a real well-known clan, so I am very happy for them and glad to be part of this, because I actually had a bunch of accounts in this specific war. Had my Town Hall 9, 10, and 11, so that was pretty interesting having all 3 at once. So anyways, we're going to go ahead and show you at least one 9v9, and later on I'll also be showing you how to, most likely it's going to be either how to Gola Loon or Gobola Loon for Town Hall 9s. I'll probably make another video on that and see if I could get somebody else with me to talk about like some of the weaknesses, what we look for, how to distinguish a certain base. So anyways, this is a little taste of what you might be seeing. So this is going to be 777, getting a nice triple over here. Sends in one golem first just to create that nice little funnel on one side, then sends in the other golem. This is also a fresh hit, guys. So you didn't know where any of the traps were, so the Teslas actually helped a lot, because then they pulled the golems the right way. So a test wall breaker, which is always very important, because a lot of people mess that up, including myself every once in a while, so I try to always keep that in mind. So anyways, guys, sends in a poison right on the CC, sends in a rage spell for the bowlers to help out, because raged bowlers just do so much work, guys. Even if you only have 5, that's the reason behind having the golems in front, because they're just going to tank for those bowlers. So anyways, places a real clutch heal spell, which keeps these bowlers alive for a very long time. The king is still moving, has not used the ability quite yet. There it is, and then now the queen is able to take care of the wizard tower. Has a real nice shot with the town hall, and then after that is able to start this air portion. So sends in the lava on one side with a nice little haste spell, and pretty much is trying to pinch the base. What does that mean? Pretty much sending in a few loons on one side. That way they can take care of the defense, and they can go to the middle. He was a little late here, so that's the probably only difference I would have done with the loon pathing. Just a little slow on one side, but was still able to recover and take care of this base real nice. There's a few defenses at the very end, but he has so many loons that are left, so it's not going to give him any trouble at all. Still had a wizard for cleanup and a minion, which makes a huge difference, and the queen is still up and running. And the queen does so much DPS when it comes to this kind of attack, so it's always nice to have that queen up at the end of the battle. So we're going to go ahead and fast forward, guys. So thanks again for tuning in and for staying in here on this very long video, but I do appreciate your time. I know it's a very long video, but there was just so much to cover. Very proud of Elite Gaming, and if you do want to join, definitely check out the Discord information. We're looking for 9s, 10s, and 11s, and the information will be posted very soon and very shortly. So anyways, thanks again, guys, for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next time. And don't forget, keep calm and clash on. DJ Clan Smasher out.